Hello everybody, I'm Peter the Booklover, and these videos I call Hauls of Eight. These are my new arrivals, the new books that I just got. Let's talk about them. Hello everybody, I'm Peter the Booklover. I like to read books, I like to talk about books, and I like to collect books. And this is the new books to my collection. I also like to watch movies and talk about movies as well. But in these videos, I'm going to talk about 8 books that I recently acquired. And these are some pretty good ones. So we're going to talk about them. But before I get into the books, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want everybody that's here giving me your time, that I really appreciate it. I thank you very much for giving me your time. Thank you. Okay, the first book that I want to talk about is If the Cats Disappeared from the World, written by Kaki Karamara. Karamara? I'm sorry, it's hard for me to pronounce this name. But I've never heard of this book before, and this looked kind of interesting to me. I really love cats very much, and I can't imagine a world without cats. But this looked very interesting to me, and it looks like a nice short book, and it looks like a fun book to read. I don't know what it's about though. But If the Cats Disappeared from the World. The next book is a book that I have heard of. This was written by Vladimir Nabokov, and this is the book called Lolita. And this is a book that's apparently about an older man that falls for a very young girl, and he gets into a lot of trouble for having an attraction for this young girl. And I've heard a lot of praise about this book. This book apparently is a very well-written book. And I'm just curious. I would like to read this, and I'm lucky to have this. Lolita. The next book that I'm going to talk about is a book written by Dalton Trumbo, and this is Johnny Got His Gun. And I've heard of this story before. This is where they got the idea for the song One by Metallica. And I really love that song, and I actually get sad sometimes when I listen to that song. The thought about somebody getting injured so badly to where they lose their arms, their legs, they can't speak, they can't talk, lost everything. And yes, this looks like a very interesting story, but a very sad story. But I am very happy that I have this. Johnny Got His Gun by Dalton Trumbo. Okay, the next one is another book. There's a movie of this that I've seen already. And this was written by John Irving. And this is The World According to Garp. And I have seen this movie. This is a movie starring Robert Williams, and I really love Robert Williams. He's a fantastic comedian, and this movie was pretty cool. And I hear this is a fantastic book, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. The World According to Garp. Okay, the next one is another book that's very depressing. This one was written by McCormick McCarthy, and this is the book called The Road. And this is apparently a very sad book. I'm kind of interested in reading this. I happen to like a lot of books that are very sad. Not because I'm happy because I'm sad, but I mean, I love a book that can stir those emotions in me. And I hear that this is a fantastic book, and I'm very excited to have a copy of my very own. The Road by McCormick McCarthy. Okay, the next one is another one where I've already seen the movie a long time ago. This is a book written by Chuck Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk. And this is a book called Flight Club. And I hear that this is a very incredible book. I really like the movie. It's a very interesting. It's a shame that I already know the twist to it, but that's all right. I still am excited about reading this book. But there it is, Fight Club, and I have a copy, and it looks like a very nice copy. Okay? Now, the next book I have here is a book that I'm really excited to get my hands on. This is a book written by Rudyard Kipling, and this is The Jungle Book. You can't really see it that well. And this is probably an abridged version of this book, but that doesn't matter. I still am going to be into reading this book. You know, I hear that this is an incredible written story. I wish I had the full version of this, but still, I am looking forward to reading the stories of this about Mogwai and all that. I did like the movie quite a bit. It's not my favorite Disney movie, but I did like the movie. And apparently, this is a bunch of different stories. I am very interested in reading this, and I'm very happy that I have it. The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. And Rudyard Kipling is an amazing poet as well. I love his poetry. Okay, the next book that I have here is based off of a true story. This is pretty much a history book about the Great Chicago Fire. This was written by Ross Miller, and I know a lot about the Chicago Fire because I grew up in Chicago, and I've been to the museum quite a few times. We've learned about it in school. Me being from Chicago, we've heard about the Chicago Fire a lot growing up. So I'm very interested in about reading this about this fire. I wonder if they're going to mention O'Leary's cow. That's like a famous story to where the cow kicked over a lantern and started the whole fire. And this is pretty crazy on how this whole city fell apart. And then this city got back together and was able to put the city back together after such a big disaster. But the Chicago Fire, the Great Chicago Fire by Ross Miller, is the last book I'm going to talk about. Well, that's about it. That's the 8 books that I have this week. This is the first haul video I have this year. I've got a lot more haul videos I need to catch up on, so there's a lot of more great books I'm going to talk about in the future. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please do me a favor and hit the like button. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video, and I'd really appreciate that. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. My ears are open to you. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm always working to make my content better. Although some of my videos are still flawed, but I am working to improve it. So I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. I try to make it better for my audience. I'm always trying to improve and come up with new ways to improve my content. But yeah, that's about it. I want to thank everybody for being here. I am Peter the Book Lover, and I hope to see you in the next video.